What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Ultravox, and we're going back to Rage in Eden, 1981, and the next tune is Stranger Within. My immediate thought when I looked at it was it could relate to perceptions of self and otherness, such that certain thoughts and feelings might feel alien to someone, even though they are originating from their own minds. So I wonder if it could be some internal introspection, and perhaps it feels as if there's another person who's guiding or making someone behave in a certain way. So I wonder what might be at play. It could be completely unrelated to that, but to say that a stranger is within is to indicate that within a space, whether that is a person or otherwise, where one would expect familiar entities, there is in fact something from somewhere else. So I wonder what it'll be. Let's find out. This is Ultravox. The tune is Stranger Within, and it's from the 1981 album Rage in Eden. Or it would be... Okay. It has a bit of strangeness to it, which seems to work. The pads are super atmospheric, but the guitar and the bass are pretty like straight away grooving. It's a nice blend. Catching wings over there. I like how Midge's vocals are echoed in some of those lines, as well as that like rising, almost Hoover-esque sound. I love that he hit that line hard. That's clever. Is that someone else? Or is that him just...
You stand up for a time, you're sweating palms and chilling brow. That bright-eyed panic makes you laugh, you cry and laugh. Breeze until the noise decays, a shuffle from behind the door. Your throat is tight, it makes you choke, and a slow guilt choke. Eyes will grow accustomed to the darkest light.
It's like musical vocal poetry.
On the street.
dissonance too, a bit of warp. Stripped down. Still lots of crazy things going on. Exotic or otherworldly. Some funky bass licks in there. Crazy journey. Like this could be a soundtrack to a sci-fi film. Are you fading? And it's funny because before that extended outro, that's gonna be like 6 minutes, right? More. It's over 7 minutes. But yeah, that's a really cool tune, and I'll say, as much as I can remember, yeah, like I enjoyed the like more normal part of the tune. I mean, it had a lot of the crazy sounds and atmosphere from the very beginning and all the way through, but the earlier parts of the tune were more vocal, and it made me think, you know, there are some Japan songs that I've gone through where there's vocals in a concentrated part of the tune, but then there's an extended section of the track where there's no vocals. So in the overall like duration, the vocals actually account for a minority of the track, and the rest of it is sort of this sonic journey. This had that characteristic or structure to a certain extent. I did enjoy Midge's vocals in the parts where I heard him again. Like there were a lot of echoed lines, which added to that otherworldly type of feel. He also had some lines where he was hitting them very fast and very like deftly in terms of like enunciating and, you know, sort of hitting rapid fire lines, which gave it that like musical vocal poetry type of feel. I enjoyed those like, you know, sort of keyboard synths, which had that again, like lent it that sci-fi futuristic movie sort of feel, but also some funky bass lines. In the regular part of the track, I was thinking a couple moments it reminded me of some of the very early Duran material, which I realize, you know, is around this same time. 81 is their debut album. But yeah, like it wasn't so much as we got into that extended and sort of reconfiguring and increasingly abstract or alien sounding instrumental part, but in the parts with the vocals, and obviously if you switched the voice, there's some moments where it was like, oh, you know, this sounds like it could be one of the early Duran tunes. So again, when I do comparisons like that, I always feel like I have to insist that to fans of both groups that, like, for me, these comparisons are always positive, although, you know, sometimes maybe they aren't seen that way. Either way, yeah, there were some moments where it gave me that flavor, but again, as it went into that longer second part, it was just like, okay, so we're on a sonic journey, you know, and I don't know where we're going to end up. So seemingly we ended up in the future on a spaceship in orbit around Earth, perhaps. But yeah, a cool tune, and one where I didn't catch enough of the lines to get a sense of what we might be doing in terms of the themes, but I will look forward to hearing people's comments and re-listening, which I always do with the different songs I react to. And you know, some of them, like, it may take me a little longer, especially if, you know, not everyone is sure. Like, again, I've gone through some Cocteau Twins reactions where there's been like, yeah, you know, no one's really sure, this is what some people say, and, you know, some people say maybe it's this. So I realize, you know, it's not always clear cut, but either way, I enjoyed the crazy structure of this track and the length, which, again, a 7-minute track, it's not something that you necessarily like, oh, right, that's going to get a lot of radio play in full, because that's, you know, that's the nature of radio in the 80s. So I enjoy the audacity of groups, you know, making a track for what it needs to be in terms of its creation, rather than necessarily tailoring it to, you know, be a hit or to be something that gets a lot of radio play. In any case, I'll stop wasting your time, but do let me know what you think of this one. I'm keen, you know, I've now gone through more of the Ultravox stuff in the live format with John Fox. People did mention it's really going to be worth it to go back and go through the earlier stuff. I'm down to do that. I'm just, you know, trying to manage some of these deep dives in a singular direction. In some cases, I'm literally jumping back and forth, and, you know, each deep dive kind of has its own rules, if that makes sense, or the, you know, its own evolution is perhaps better. The way that it evolved is, you know, specific and idiosyncratic. But either way, I'm going to keep moving forward for now, but I do promise to the people who want to hear the, like, studio stuff with John Fox, I will get to that eventually. But anyway, I'm enjoying this album. People mention it is a significant step in their history, even if, you know, Vienna remains perhaps the one that they're most, you know, famously known for. So either way, I will continue to go through this with great interest, especially after a track that reminds me of Japan and Duran Duran in the same tune. So anyway, let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.